Blessings to you guys this morning or afternoon. I don't know where you are in the world right now, but you're here with me right now. Thank you. Appreciate it for your time, your energy. You could put it somewhere else, but you decided to bring it here. And I like to say, bless you. Hopefully, the audio is working correctly. Let me know in the chat if you're receiving the audio. I just hope it remains loud and clear because I'm going to give you guys a present today because this is the time of seasons givings. Oh, Black Santa. Oh, you just went to the pass on us with Black Santa. That a picture of Black Santa is hilarious. Oh, the Patreon present is coming later. This is one for you guys for free. Many people oftenly confuse this holiday with our Lord and Savior. And then Kwame Brown is getting ready to go ape it on a live stream. So I ain't gonna make this long. But December 25th, everybody says that this is the birthday of Jesus Christ, right? Now, it's different because this holiday has different occasions. Now, in the wintertime, there's a period where there's night, no light. It's just literally darkness, 24 hours a day. And for that period of time, they normally call that, imagine if you're in Canada, Norway, Alaska, those places, they ain't got no central heat. They got the little fire in the sticks and they outside. So there was a lot of deaths during this time. And it normally happens from December 25th through July 6th. And that time is called the winter solstice, right? So when the sun comes out, the people would start to celebrate this life-giving force. All these ceremonies were being had throughout the northern countries, all the way far north from the Feast of the 12 Nights. See, the Feast of the 12 Nights, all the way from from December 25th to January the 6th. The Feast of the Nights. That is known as a very key moment where all the knights would celebrate this ceremony. That's right, Be Wyatt, and sincerely. Smash the like button, everybody. This is going to get very interesting. Because I always tell you guys, I've learned from books that you might not find on your shelves. So I'm here to share some of this knowledge to you for free as my gift to you for this day. Oh, don't worry, Be Wyatt. All your questions will be answered here today. Okay? Now, in ancient Greece, the Bacchanali, that's where God Bacchus, who used to be the god of wine and play for like sports and stuff, and the people that used to worship Saturn, the Saturn god. You have all that during the same time and all these ceremonies in the north, and they would have bonfires. where the light was more important than the fire, because this fire represents life, the giving force of nature. And there was one tree that, even despite the cold, would always remain alive, and they never could understand it. The evergreen tree, right? So that evergreen tree, they worship this tree as the sign of life, because it could survive in all this cold, wet winter, um, solstice weather. So people would take it like an amulet, take pieces of it, make a mistletoe. They would hang it in front of their houses to bring the blessings of life into their home. They believe this. It's going to protect us of the dangers of the winter. This went on for hundreds of years. That's right. And in the northern countries, which they're called the Druids of the North, all these ceremonies surrounding mistletoes and evergreen trees would be met in different areas. And they had their little secret cults, and it was spread out throughout the countries on the north. Now, here's the person name I want you to look up. His name is Mithra, Mithra. It's a mysterious character that they've erased out of history, that you never really want to hear them talk about. Born on December 25th. His day of the week was the seventh day of the week that we call Sunday. He's supposed to be from the sun god himself, made up sacrament of bread and wine. He supposedly died for all of his people's sins. That sounds very familiar, don't it? They've erased his name out of encyclopedias. Tried to say it's mythology now. But after the time of Jesus and the Most High and all of those things, then Barnabas, one of his disciples, remember he was with Paul, the guy who was Saul at the time, who said he saw Jesus on the Damascus Road. Remember that? And what's his name? Barnabas ended up going to Greece with Saul or Paul, but Barnabas left him. And now the concepts of Paul are now mixed with the concepts of Jesus. And in present day Christianity, most of the concepts of the Trinity, of the blood sacrifice, the original sin, it's a lot of different concepts that relate to more than one God. That comes from Paul. More people quote Paul than Jesus now. So Barnabas left Saul somewhere in the early days, right? Their missionaries, their teachings, everything were gone. There was a force coming from the north, a Roman emperor would go out to the Colosseum, see gladiators fighting each other. Like it's like we can do in the football games, they'd be in the Colosseum. That's what they did. All the people lined up, families, children, and there'd be an emperor, and they'd be gladiator. We seen the movie Gladiator, right? Yeah. They'd be all in the Roman Colosseum, and they'd be like, should he live? Yeah, should he die? Oh, thumbs up, thumbs down. That's how it was done. That's what that was for. And they would take animals, starve them, beat them, tie meat on the garments of Christians, and lead them to the lions, to the hyenas, and let them get ripped apart. All celebrated during that time. And you started to see changes going on as the early part of the Christian area in Northern Europe and Southern Europe. The major ceremonies that all these people were worshiping and all of that stuff, they started to cross into one another. They started to being intertwined and mixed. So it's like all of these religions and their sects are now blending into each other due to relationships, culture, and in this mixing gives you what you have today in present day holidays that you see. Well, you got many scholars, many religions, but I'm here to tell you right now that Christ was not born in cold weather. He was born in warm weather. They have you believe that he was born on December 25th, which is a lie. See, I don't know if you remember when they was tending their stock, that hit their flock and everything. I know many of you probably didn't really understand that. Passover, which is spring. I would believe that, but it was warm weather. And I'm only going to go back to the fact that the history will show you that it was warm weather. Even in the Christians' traditions, it was warm weather because the shepherds were tending their flocks. So if they were tending their flocks outside, it could not be wintertime because you cannot keep your flock outside in the wintertime. It gets really cold at night. So they would be inside. So if they were tending their flock outside, it definitely was warm. It was tax time in the north. So that's telling you right there that in different chapters of like the story of Mary, if you go into that, um, at the time that in her life, it was talking about prayers and fasting, and when she conceived Jesus, which is the Christ, without a man, without a father, it was the belief of just the higher power that the pain of her pregnancy, the angel came to her and told her to go outside the city. When she went outside the city to a remote area, there she found a palm tree and she found water and was speaking about a type of date, dates, where the desert area is. And the dates have become ripe. And because they were not brown, they were rare, they were other colors. This lets you know that at that height of the heat, the dates had become ripe. So that lets you know that it was warm weather. Okay. So he was not born in the winter solstice. So who was and why? Why are we doing December 25th? The concept of Baracus and Saturn, the people that sitting on mountains, and they got the scriptures and sculptures and all of this stuff with the heavy set man with the white beard. Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo, they drew his picture. This guy's got a big white beard, big red coat on a sleigh. right? Now, a man performing miracles coming out on December 25th, which is not the birthday to him, that has nothing to do, but in the time of the Bacchanali, Saturnali, and he's representing fun and joy and getting drunk, the joy and the jollies. And that's what we care about in America. Just let free. Ain't that something? So, the spirit of the winter solstice, we are giving praise to whom? The Christian church had banned Christmas. The Church of England had banned it into 1647. Did you know that? It's prohibited in England to celebrate Christmas. Into 1647, it was labeled a pagan holiday. Now, why is that the official position taken by the church? They were known as the Puritans at that time. So they decided to blend this in when make it more holy. Brought in a guy named Saint Nicholas to be that face. Who's from Beowulf, the story of Beowulf, Scandinavian regions, where they name him Nickel, which is known as a demon of the North. That's what his name means. The demon of the North. They would scare kids and say, hey, don't go outside, or St. Nicholas will put you into his bag and take you away. They used to scare children with it. So it was a negative concept. Even in Isaiah in the Bible, what was it, 14:13? The devil is known as the prince of darkness. Remember that? And he sits on a throne, and his seat of power is in the north. North of what? This evil? Pell's nickel is a German word for a furry devil. Furry red coat, furry white beard. He was the essence of evil. And that the church would not celebrate this till 1647. So this was the time of darkness. All of this time here in other parts of the world was known as a time of darkness. So now they started to shift more of their feelings towards New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve to celebrate all of these things, and we'd start coming into a new beginning. Christmas was so dark. Now he's everywhere. Saint Nick is everywhere. Right? That we would rather not give credit to our mothers and fathers who work hard to buy the gifts, We will give credit to a big old furry 350-pound man sliding down chimneys. That's where we are right now. So when you look up Mithra, start to figure out why Mithra name is thrown out there as it is. Start to look into these different times of the Scandinavian times of history. Find out why Christmas was banned in England into 1647. Why? If this was the birth date of the Christ, why would it be banned into 1647 by the Christians? If they ask me, was Santa real? I'm going to say, in what sense? I'm like, if you're going to believe a man that is 350 pounds is going to slide down this chimney and leave you gifts and say Christmas magic, then you knock yourself out. Your common sense is going to tell you that's not happening. No. They want you to believe in amulets and things are going to protect you outside of the strength of God. Put these things on your house. They're going to bless you. Put this out here. And what you're doing is they'll take that and make a religion around that and say, oh, we put this in front of our house. This evergreen is going to protect us. No, only the power from the Most High protects you. That's it. I mean, it's explained in there. Do not trunk down trees and dress it up, and do not celebrate these pagan holidays. They tell you this. Do you know that people are in debt for over 6 months after Christmas because they want to buy gifts for everybody? So it's like 30, 40 gifts going out. Stores raise prices because they know this is when they're going to make the bulk of their money because they know you'll do anything to see your kids smile. So I'm going to get ready for the games. And I just wanted to leave you guys with a little bit of knowledge. I'm going to go check out Kwame Brown. He's finna go off. Uh, Yeah, so I just wanted to get you guys a little bit of knowledge. Go and research it yourself. Look up Mithra and find out more about Mithra. And yeah, I've decided to hit people with a little bit of knowledge today. Kwame going off right now, I think. I think he just caught somebody in the cookie jar. We caught one of these fools out here lusting for young white girls. So I gotta go check that out. See who it is.